Welcome to Bible Quiz TV. We are going to give you updates on the national tournament. So, this is a historic nationals because I don't think we've had an over 30 round robin in like over 20 years. I think the last one was the Axe 99 tournament with the legendary Orange Hills team, Kent Piacente, Ricky Haney, David Dory, that like had an over 300 point average for a team, and Kent set the individual record that can't be beaten because we changed how many questions you can get to quiz out, which was 6 back then, now it's 5. So he had a 152 point average. Just massive. But this is legendary. This is a really incredible year because we're getting into a longer round robin, which has a lot of endurance at play, a lot of rounds, and it'll be really fun and exciting to see how the tournament plays out. So, I want to look over some of the rounds this year and some predictions for the rounds we want to watch this year. So we see the Powells, the Brookbanks, and the Ramseys are here at Windy City in March, early March. And they're neck and neck with each other. One, they all lost one to another and back and forth. So, it's just really neck and neck. There is a big rivalry here. And I think these three teams are the top 3 teams that are going to be duking it out for the national championship. Now, I could be wrong. There's always there's a lot of other good teams that can really surprise us. So back at Friendship, you have once again the rivalry. Who are the top 3 teams? Brookbanks, Powells, and the Ramseys. But this time Brookbanks on the top, and Ramseys in third, whereas and Ramseys in third also at Windy City. But you go over here to the Bible Quiz TV tournament, and the Ramseys are up at the top, having beat the Brookbanks twice. So, but then you go over to the regional finals with the Brookbanks. They have a 276 point average, and these are good teams that they're playing at. San Diego was tied for first in contender, which generally, to me, puts them in like the top 10 teams in championship, and they just had a bad first day in the prelims. So these are good teams that the Brookbanks were playing, and they have a massive average there. And you go over to individual quizzer, Samuel has 106 average for points. You go over here to the Powell's regionals, they're a 240. So 30 points less, more than 30 points less per game than the Brookbanks, but they won undefeated. Sheldon had a nearly perfect tournament. He got every single 30 at regionals that he played with, and I think he missed only one 20-point question, which he still ended up getting the quiz out for. So look at that, 148.3 average. I think Sheldon not only has the cleanest shot at the number 1 individual quizzer this year, but he might even set a record average for the new 150 rounds. Like, I'm really excited to see how that develops. The Northwest region, the point averages weren't that high, but we want to watch the teams. Depending on how they study from regionals to nationals will make a huge difference on their performance at nationals. So the low point averages here at regionals are not the biggest determiner for who's going to win. And you have Atlanta more than Conquerors. The Joy family, they are a really great team. When they were playing at Friendship and Championship, you see they're down a bit. But once again, it depends. How did they study from these tournaments to regionals to nationals? They obviously had very high averages at regionals. Trinity has a pretty low average here compared to what I was expecting. I thought they were going to break the 200 points per game average at regionals, and maybe they just had an off day or something. But we're going to want to watch Trinity. They've beaten the Brookbanks this year. They've at Gold Cup, and I believe they beat Naperville at Friendship as well with a divided team. So that at Friendship, they divided their talent between 3 teams and put their top team, one quizzer in each of the 3 teams. And so with the combined team, how will they fare when they're playing the Brookbanks, the Ramseys, and the Powells? Now, also, Utica is a team to watch. They have nearly a 200-point average, as well as Houston, Pennsylvania. Even after losing 2 really great seniors, it was Amelia and Seth, they are doing incredibly well this year. A 173-point average, depending on how they study, once again, is going to make a big difference. Swedesboro beat Utica at regionals. They're the team that took one of Utica's, took the undefeated win from Utica. So Swedesboro is a team that we're going to want to watch. Even if they don't end up competing for first, they are going to definitely be a team that's going to cause some massive upsets, and they could go for it and win the tournament depending on how they play, because this is an endurance match. It's not just like a tournament where you have the shorter rounds and there's a lot more opportunities within the round robin, the bigger round robin, for the top teams to make more mistakes and to have a domino effect where they have one bad round that leads to several bad rounds. So Portage, Wisconsin had a really great point average at regionals. We're going to want to watch and see how they do. So the big teams that I'm really interested in looking at are Utica, Ramseys, Powell's, Brookbanks, and Trinity. These teams we're going to want to watch how they fare. And then there's another group of teams like Deeper Church, Atlanta, Swedesboro, Houston, Pennsylvania, that San Jose, San Diego, they all have a good shot. Cedar Park, Bellevue. We're going to want to watch these teams because they could easily do very well at nationals. So let me go through the first day. The big rounds between the top 5 teams that I'm picking for the tournament. Round 4 in Room P. So Room P, Round 4, we're going to have the Ramseys playing Trinity, 1. Or Trinity. I don't know if Trinity brought 2 teams. So we're going to have the Ramseys playing the Trinity. We're going to want to know how that round turns out. That's going to be a big round. And day 1, round 9 in Room G, we have Trinity playing Naperville. So Trinity has a big day tomorrow. They're playing 2 of the top 5 teams at nationals, and this is really going to determine how the first day is going to set their ranking quite a bit early on. Now, a lot of these other teams that aren't playing any of the other top teams like Brookbanks and Utica, we can expect that they'll probably go undefeated. We might have upwards of like 4 teams or 5 teams undefeated after day 1. We'll see. But I think there's going to be an early 3-way tie. Day 2, though, is where the action really takes off. We have round 10 in Room G with the Ramseys versus the Brookbanks. Right off the bat, round 1 of day 2. Come on. That is exciting. Ramseys versus Brookbanks. I wish I was there to watch. And round 14 of day 2, we have the Brookbanks versus Naperville, another really important match. I would probably rank the Ramseys, Powells, and Brookbanks as the most likely 3 teams. Utica and Trinity have a very good shot at winning as well. And it'll just play out as the tournament goes. So if, Utica, Trinity, don't hate me, okay? I think you guys do have a good shot at winning. And I'm just looking at the stats mostly here for that. So from the tournaments that we have. So day 2 is going to be a big day because we're going to see some of the resolve of who's likely to win on day 2. Round 15, then, in room C, we have the Ramseys versus Utica, which will be another big round. Round 16, there's 2 big rounds, one in room B, one in room N, and we're going to have Brookbanks versus Trinity in room B, and in room N, we're going to have Naperville versus Utica. And then, if that wasn't enough of day 2, day 2 is going to get all the drama, okay? Day 2 is a drama day, and I can't wait to cover it with you guys. So, finally, round 18, we have Utica playing Trinity. So after that, we have with the big teams, we really, day 3, we have the final matchup of the top 5 on day 3, which will be the Brookbanks versus Utica. That'll be a match as well because both of those teams are crazy fast. Those are probably the fastest 2 teams in the nation. They're crazy fast. So that'll be an interesting match day 3. But by that point, the top 5 will be settled. So tomorrow we are going to, I will touch back after lunchtime because we will have our first big match underway and we will see how the teams are going. We're going to want to watch the individual points. This could be a historic individual point tournament for Sheldon. He's been preparing for this, and I think he's, I'm hoping that he has a great tournament. And, as the great Hunger Games would say, may the odds be ever in your favor. So have fun, guys. I will see you tomorrow with more updates. Shalom out.